guys, it is ToProForuGames, and lately I've been playing a ton of zombies with randoms as I wait for some new zombies content here in BO4. And one thing I've noticed is people are real dicks online. They do things you should never ever do in a game of zombies. So today, I'll be going over 10 dick moves players make here in BO4. So on our previous sound quiz, I had a very easy and iconic sound. It was the Blood of the Dead round chain sound. I absolutely love the music on that map. It is phenomenal. So congrats to a lot of you who got that sound right. Let's now jump into today's sound quiz. So along with commenting what you think that sound is, before we start the video, I want you guys to comment one dick move you think people make here in BO4 Zombies. You can see if it made the list. And of course, if you're new here, hit that sub button if you are subbed. Make sure you have notifications turned on. And besides that, let's jump into the first of 10 dick moves players make here in BO4. The first thing that comes to mind when I think of dick moves in zombies is not reviving somebody or not making the effort to revive somebody. There are always games where the revive really is not a good idea. They might be really far from you. They might be in a really awkward spot. You might be reviving them and end up downing. You know, it happens. You're not going to get the revive every single time. That's okay. But at least making the effort shows that you want to revive and you're trying to revive that player. There are always games where people just completely ignore you when you down, and that is so frustrating and one of the biggest dick moves ever. One thing that really grinds my gears about this is when I'm playing with randoms and I'm out there reviving as much as I can, and you have those games where people down like, 10, 15 times, and you're out there reviving as much as possible, and then you go down and all of a sudden, reviving does not exist. People just completely ignore you, and that can be really annoying, especially if it's like around 20-25 with 4 players. It takes a long time to actually get back in the match, so you should always try to revive somebody no matter what. Next up, we have one that is one we've all heard a billion times, but it is one of the biggest dick moves you can pull when playing zombies, and that is not opening any doors when you have a ton of points. And I'm not just talking about the first door, the first 2 doors. I'm talking about, opening up the entire map. And one amazing example of this is IX. When you're playing with 4 players, opening that first door, no big deal, get that first pat piece. Opening up the rest of the map is actually really expensive, and I always find myself playing IX, having like 10k points on round 6, nobody's opening any doors, and I end up spending all my points going to Odin and Zeus. So if you're playing zombies with randoms or playing with 4 players, be a nice person and open some doors so one guy doesn't have to spend 10k points opening the whole map. How many times have you guys played a game with randoms or with some friends where you're the one who did all of the work to set up? You're the one who got all the pap pieces on IX or the shield or doing the pap on Voyage of Despair. Whatever map you're playing, you're the one who's doing all the work to get the game going. Now, I'm not blaming people who are level 1 or level 10, people who might be new to zombies. Obviously, they don't know what's going on. Even if they wanted to help, they still can't because they don't know where anything is. But if you're playing with people who have played the game, who are a 1st prestige or a 5th prestige or a master prestige, and you're still the one going around the map doing all of the work, then I have a problem with that. The majority of the matches that I play online, I'm playing with people who have clearly played before because they are a pretty high rank. I am always the one to do all the work. There are games where the pap will not be opened up unless I do it, and it's like round 15 and pap is still not open. So I hate these kinds of players, these people who will not do anything and only focus on themselves. This next dick move has been in zombies pretty much since World War, but it's still relevant here in BO4 Zombies. Not letting somebody hit the box. We always have that one guy in our lobby who is a hardcore box spammer. The guy will spend his first, 5, 10k points spamming the box, or even later on in the game when it's like round 15 or round 20, and you're here still with your starting gun or a wall gun, and you want to get one hit in the box, but no, this guy keeps spamming it over and over again until the box moves. On maps like IX, it's really not a big deal when you have fire cells being, thrown on the map like every 10 seconds, but a map like Voyage of Despair or Blood of the Dead, which is a little bit bigger of a map and a little bit more complicated with a bunch of different locations across the map, it can be really annoying and really frustrating when you can't get one hit on the box. Whenever I play with randoms or other players, I turn into Team Player 2 Pro. I do everything I can to revive people, and not only revive them, but I always try to revive them with my staff so they keep their perks. I do everything in my power to keep them in that match. And the one thing I absolutely hate, and this is just such a dick move, when you down like 10 times in a game and some guy revives you every single time, the one time you bleed out and you leave the game. I absolutely cannot stand this, because the guy will stay in the match as long as you revive him, but if you don't, he's gone. I'm sure there are a bunch of you watching right now who are the biggest team players ever. You guys jump into games with randoms and you get revive after revive just to see how long can you keep that game going, and I'm sure you guys experience this as well. Whenever I play with randoms, I swear half the time I start a game with 4 players, I end up playing a game of solo because people just leave. There are times I cannot get the revive every single time, and it's kind of annoying when you have like 30 plus revives and then someone leaves because they bleed out that one time. It's so frustrating, and it is one of the biggest dick moves you can pull in zombies. This next one is really specific to BO4 zombies. That has to do with the pack-a-punch machine, because in previous zombie games, you pap your gun once and you're pretty much at max damage. Of course, in BO3, you want to get, dead wire or turd, whatever it is, but here in BO4, papping your guns at least 5 times is a must. And there are so many times where there's that one guy who is spamming the pap machine. The round might be just starting or it just ended, and you want to get one pap in on your non-pap weapon, but no, this guy is standing there spamming this machine, not letting you pap your gun at least once. Now, sometimes you might not know if someone's waiting to pap their gun, but if you turn your character and look at me dead in the eyes and then turn back and continue to spam that pap machine, that's kind of a dick move. This next one I am kind of guilty of doing pretty much every single time I play with randoms or I play with friends, and that is killing the last zombie when someone is specifically holding that one zombie to do something. I really need to stop doing this so much. I'm just so used to playing a game of solo, and whenever I play zombies myself, I never leave a zombie. I'm always on the go. I always want to keep the game going forward and the rounds progressing, and I just do everything, mid-round or on the fly. And I understand that there are some players, especially when you're in those higher rounds, who need a little bit more time to get weapons, get ammo, pap a gun, or get perks back, whatever it might be. And that one guy who is usually me who comes along and kills your last zombie, I apologize to all of the randoms that I have wronged when playing BO4 zombies. Following up, we just talked about with holding a zombie at the end of a round. Now, doing a couple of basic things like hitting the box a couple of times, papping, buying perks is totally fine, but I think holding a zombie for way too long is kind of a dick move. We have people waiting in the game to play, and here you are hitting the box and going through 9 different box locations just to get this one gun. So if you leave a zombie at the end of a round to do stuff, just don't make the other people wait too long, because we've all been in those games where we're at the end of like round 30 or something and we're waiting like half an hour for one guy to get one specific gun. Hit the box a couple of times, get a decent gun, and move on. This next one is an unwritten rule of zombies. It's something that you just don't do, and that is getting nukes in the early rounds. We're all trying to get as many points as possible, knifing a zombie 5 times on round 5, maximizing points. and then someone comes along and gets a nuke. Or if you have a horde of zombies on like round 10 and you're farming points and someone gets a nuke. Getting nukes in the early rounds, like below round 20, is something you should never ever do. There's always times we get nukes by accident and it happens to the best of us. It honestly really sucks. But there are those times where there's a nuke sitting there and a guy darts straight for it, knowing 100% what he's doing, and he grabs the nuke. That is one of the biggest dick moves you can make in zombies. Last thing that I have on my list, and by the way, this list is not in any specific order. Number one's not supposed to be this massive big thing, but the last thing that I have is turning on traps to kill players. Now, this is kind of more of a troll, but it's something that I run into, especially on Blood of the Dead with the acid trap, where you're running through and someone turns that thing on and kills you. And this, again, it's a troll, but it's such a dick move because sometimes you have all 4 perks, and downing and losing those perks can be really annoying and really frustrating. I know for a fact that some of you watching this right now have done this to other players in game, and all I have to say is, how dare you? It is so frustrating because I just hate losing those perks. Sometimes you buy an expensive perk, you finally get all 4 perks, and you're minding your own business, and sometimes you don't even think about this, and all of a sudden, someone turns on a trap, and there you go, you've downed, lost your perks, lost your modifier, and now you're screwed. So there you have it, guys. Those were 10 dick moves you could make here in Black Ops 4 Zombies. Let me guys know in the comments below what is something I left off this list. And besides that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.